Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Our today's topic is modal verbs. What are modal verbs? Modal verbs are just like helping verbs or auxiliary verbs. They are used with the main verb to express possibility, ability, certainty, probability, permission, obligation, and habit. Many modal verbs have more than one meaning. One modal verb can be used in different ways. Just take an example of modal verb can. On one side, it is used to show ability, and on the other side, it is used to seek permission. To show ability, we can use it in this way. He can speak English very well. He can swim. In these two sentences, modal verb can is used to express ability of the speaker. To seek permission. Can I go outside? Can I use your bike? In these two sentences, the modal verb can is used to express ability of the speaker. Modal verbs are always followed by first form of verb or bare infinitive. Do you know what is infinitive? Infinitive is the first form of verb, and bare infinitive means first form of verb without to. We cannot use modal verb in this way. He can to swim. It is wrong, totally wrong. We can use it in this way. He can swim. Let's have a closer look at some important modal verbs that are used in English language. Shall, must, could, might, will, ought to, may, would, should, and can. Now we will discuss these modal verbs one by one. Our first type of modal verb is modal verb of possibility. We use modal verbs of possibility when we want to make guess about something. Modal verbs of possibility are can, could, may, might, and would. Now we will use these modal verbs one by one into sentences. Any child can grow up to be president. In this sentence, the possibility is expressed. It is not sure that the child will be a president. It is just a guess. As we usually say, when we saw the child playing with medical equipments, we make guess that this child will be doctor. But it is just a guess. It is a possibility. It is not sure. You could easily get lost in that town. Possibility is expressed here. It is not sure. He may come today. Here again, possibility is expressed. Chance is expressed that the concerned person may come or may not. Your purse might be in the living room. Possibility is expressed here. It is not certain that the purse is in the living room. In this sentence, again, possibility is expressed. I would pay my students' fees if I had money in my account. Paying the fee of student depends upon the possibility, and the possibility is that if the speaker had money in his account, then he will pay the fee, otherwise he will not be able to pay. So in all these sentences, possibility is expressed. Modal verbs of possibility are can, could, may, might, and would. Our next type of modal verb is modal verb of ability. Modal verbs of ability show the ability of a person. It shows that the concerned person is able to do the given task. Modal verbs of ability are can, will, and could. Now we use these modal verbs into sentences. I can speak 4 languages. Here the ability of the speaker is expressed. He is able to speak 4 languages. Fred will be there by 8. In this sentence, again, ability of the Fred is expressed that he will be able to reach by 8. I could play a guitar when I was a child. Again, the ability of the speaker is expressed that he was able to play guitar when he was a child. Now he may not be able to do this thing. Our next type of modal verb is modal verb of certainty. Modal verbs of certainty are used to tell that a situation is certain. Certain means without any doubt. Probable means chances, and possible or impossible. Possible means it will happen, able to be done. Modal verbs of certainty are must, will, and shall. Now we will use these modal verbs into sentences. Rob must have eaten my cake. Here the certainty is expressed that the cake is eaten by Rob, keeping in mind the previous record of or previous habit of Rob. That will be the postman. From the appearance of the person, it is said that he is postman. I shall help her in this trouble. It is sure that the speaker will help the person in trouble. Our next type of modal verb is modal verb of probability. Modal verbs of probability are used to express opinion of the speaker based on information that the speaker has. Just have a look at this example. He must be at work. It is 10 o'clock. In this sentence, speaker is nearly sure that the person is at work based on the speaker's previous knowledge, because the person in question usually works during that time. Modal verbs of probability are might, should, and ought. Now we will use these modal verbs into examples, into sentences. I might go to the party if I finish my homework. Going to the party depends upon speaker's finishing work. If the speaker is able to finish his or her work, then he or she will leave for the party, otherwise no. So probability is expressed here. The bus should be leaving. According to the schedule, it is time for the bus to leave, but it is not sure. Probability is expressed in this sentence. We ought to be finished by this afternoon. Here again, probability is expressed by using the modal verb ought. Our next type of modal verb is modal verb of permission. Modal verbs of permission indicate whether someone has permission to do something or not. We use modal verb can to say that someone is allowed to do something, and we use modal verb cannot to say that they do not have permission to do something. Modal verbs of permission are can, could, and may. Now we will use these modal verbs into sentences. First modal verb of permission is can. Can I use your bike, please? Next is could. Could we go home now? And the third one is, may I ask a question? In all these sentences, the speaker is seeking the permission. Our next type of modal verb is modal verb of obligation. Modal verbs of obligation are of two types: those that express strong obligation or necessity, number one, and number two, modal verbs that express moral obligation. Modal verb must is used to express strong obligation, and modal verb need is used to express necessity, and modal verb should is used to express moral obligation. Weak moral obligation, and modal verb ought to is also used to express obligation. Should, modal verb should is used to express weak obligation, and modal verb must is used to express strong obligation. Now we will use these modal verbs into sentences. You should tell them the truth. Weak obligation is expressed in this sentence. You must obey your parents. Strong obligation is expressed in this sentence. You need only just ask. Here, moral obligation is expressed. In this sentence, you need only just ask. Necessity is expressed. I ought to phone my parents. In this sentence, moral obligation is expressed. Our next type of modal verb is modal verb of habit, past habit. It is only one, that is used to. Modal verb of past habit is used to talk about things that we usually do or we did in the past. Now we will use it into sentences. I used to smoke. We used to go to the same beach every summer. He used to live in London. Now open your book, page number 19, and solve the exercise A. We have discussed different types of modal verbs and their use, and now the exercise is here. You are supposed to solve this exercise. After that, compare your answers with the answer key that is given in the next slide. Exercise A, question number 1. Describe your 3 abilities and capacities. I can swim. I could speak French. I can drive a car. 3 capacities or abilities are expressed here. Question number 2. Ask teacher's permission for going out. May I go outside? May I go to the canteen? Ask a friend to lend you a bike. Could I use your bike, please? Express necessity to get up early. We must get up early in the morning to offer Fajr prayer. Question number 5. Express duty or obligation to follow traffic rules. We ought to follow the traffic rules to avoid accidents. Question number 6. Share some past habit. I used to play piano. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Have a great day. In case of any difficulty, you can ask me in comment section.